Turtle! Would you say this is worse than The Master of Disguise? Because that was the worst movie we reviewed on our show. That was the absolute worst we talked about.
Now I gotta make the text bigger because I'm drinking so much. I knew I was in trouble when Hugh Jackman took off his scarf. And it went downhill from there. There are gutters built high with more dignity than movie 43. Nearly every joke involves some sort of humiliation of the genitalia. Both male, female,
And somewhere in between, probably.
and cat. Scatological references or insult to the handicap. Human Centipede had more grace. I had to wonder how the producers got so many A-list actors in their roster. Movie 43 has to be a low light for everybody in this movie. Anthology movies do not generally do well at the box office, and comedic ones doubly so. Kentucky Fried Movie and UHF did not do very well in the 70s and 80s, and movie 43 is living proof that decades later, time has not improved this genre.
This wasn't a movie. It was a rape.
Wow! Did this movie touch you while you were asleep?
It hurt me in my nightmares. But this movie was just so rotten. It was just pain. Pure concentrated. It was a pure concentrated waste of time and pain. Throughout you see so many skilled, talented actors, and that's the really insulting part. You've seen these actors do much better stuff, and to see them really lowering themselves, it's just unbelievable. I mean, this has got to be, like I said, one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It may not be the worst, but trust me, it's somewhere in the top 10.
The trailer for it. The trailer that I always see opens up with the Terrence Howard sketch. And they're in a gym locker room. And they're about to play a basketball game. And he gives an inspirational speech. And in the trailer, that made me think, okay, that'll be funny. Because he's talking about how, you're going to win. And it looks like it's going to be inspirational. And then he says, plus, have you seen the other team? And one of his students are like, yeah. And they're like, they're white. You guys are black. You're going to win. And I thought that was kind of funny. But like the movie itself.
The execution was terrible.
But anyways, it's not good. It's a waste of time unless you want to subject yourself to something horrible, which obviously is what I'm doing right now.
As am I.
I'm a lovable person.
As am I think. But in a way, we're both sadists. What grade would you give this?
A Zed.
A Zed?
A Zed.
I'd give it a Zed too.
Okay.
But since we're going by our rating system, you want to give it the Super F?
The Super F never existed.
Okay, we're gonna give it both an F. F. Wait, no. F. F. F!
Just like Kevin's college grades.
My grades were good. This is the first time both of us have ever officially given an F.
Really?
Yes.
You didn't give Master of Disguise an F?
I gave it a D-. Oh, now who's swearing?
You did. Jesus Christ!
Turtle!
What the?
F. We both. This is the first time both of us have given.
You know what?
Same
Screw
movie.
you. C minus. Master of Disguise. Jesus Christ!
You already declared to give movie 43 an F.
Well, I can edit it out later. I never said F. I said. I give it a.
You gave it a Z.
A Hef. It's so good Hugh Hefner would want to watch it. Kevin definitely wants to be Hugh Hefner. Except, sorry, those are Playboy models, not your Victoria's Secret angels.
Shall we move on to our next movie? That's probably less painful.
It is less painful. When is this trivia happening?
In the middle, between after this one, that's when we do the trivia.
I forgot to do the trivia, so I'm gonna be. Anyways, this one. These Jersey Boys. There's a background story for this. It shows how my life is a failure. Not really something that I normally talk about. Don't nod your head that my life is a failure. Look at him! Jersey Boys, the Broadway musical, came out in 2006. I saw it probably in 2008. Fell in love. Straight men can like musicals too. They can. I saw it once, loved it. Saw it twice, loved it. Then decided I'm going to film school. And I got thinking, if they ever make a movie, I need to be on that movie crew. Well, I wasn't. But the movie is here. The movie exists, and let's talk about it.
Okay.
Jersey Boys is a musical biography of the four seasons, the rise, the tough times, the personal clashes, and the ultimate triumph of a group of friends whose music became symbolic of a generation and is even quite popular today, too. Frankie Valli still tours around. Far from a mere tribute concert, though it does include numbers from the popular Four Seasons catalog, Jersey Boys gets to the heart of the relationships at the center of the group with a special focus on the frontman, Frankie Valli. In addition to following the quartet's coming-of-age as performers, the core of the show is how an allegiance to a code of honor learned in the streets of their native New Jersey got them into a multitude of challenges and problems, gambling debts, mafia threats, and family disasters. Jersey Boys is a glimpse at the people behind a sound that has managed to endure over 4 decades of musical change. What did you think?
As far back as I can remember, I never wanted to see a Goodfellas musical.
Okay.
And my thoughts on Jersey Boys are basically what I thought I wouldn't like is what I liked, and what I thought I would like is what I didn't like. For me, I didn't see the musical, but after seeing this movie, I actually wouldn't mind seeing it.
Playing in Cambridge.
No. But I like the songs, I like the beat of the film. I like Christopher Walken and his very small and sometimes random appearances. But what I don't like is basically 70% of this movie to me feels like bickering and yelling like it's Jersey Shore or something.
Okay.
And that's pretty much what I got from this movie. I wish there was more focus on the music, literally on the music, and not less focus on characters, more focus on music. That's what I wanted from Jersey Boys. I don't think this movie is awful, but I think it needed more focus. When I watched this movie, I didn't really care too much about the conflicts that was going on. I just wanted to hear some awesome beats.
But the conflicts is the story.
I know, but like I said, the music is really what pushes this movie. I feel like this is from Clint Eastwood, and Clint Eastwood directing a musical. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
He was in Paint Your Wagon. But I just wish, I thought the acting was really hammy.
Well, all of the actors have performed, except for the Piazza guy. I don't know his first name. The one who played Tommy DeVito. He's on Boardwalk Empire, but all the other 3 main leads have performed on stage, so they are stage actors.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But for me, aside, I just, simply put, I kind of got to give this movie a B minus. The music is great, but I didn't really find myself investing that much in the characters of the story. But I will say, I like the ending to this movie. When they're all at when they're being indicted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's a nice send up.
Not indicted. Indicted is a bad thing.
Oh, and they're being welcomed into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think it's a nice, touching ending, and that's it. I like the ending. I like the music. Actually, one thing I want to bring up is how they're narrating this, because it does seem.
If you like that, then you'll like the stage musical because it's more relevant in the stage musical. Because there's 4 of them, each one gets to narrate a season.
As that approach works in a musical. Like I've seen that stuff work in Fiddler on the Roof, and I can see it working here, but I can't see it working as well on film because there is no real audience on the set. There's just the characters.
Okay, that's fair.
So I gotta give this movie a B minus. It's not awful. I didn't even say it's that bad. It's just that I can't find myself investing in anything much aside from the music.
Okay, not the soundtrack, if that's what you're interested in.
So what would you give it?
I haven't talked about it yet.
Oh yeah. Well, what do you have to say about Jersey Boys?
This has to be one of the best musical biopics ever made. I'm talking right up there with Ray, La Bamba, and the Buddy Holly story. Not really sure which is the best of the ones before Jersey Boys, but I will say that they were equal to Jersey Boys. If I had to pick a favorite, it would probably be the Buddy Holly story, but because I love Frankie Valli and the story, Jersey Boys is right up there. Clint Eastwood is one of the coolest movie stars and directors ever. Unforgiven is easily is my favorite movie, but Jersey Boys is my second.
Really?
Yes.
This is your second favorite Clint Eastwood movie?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. What? So screw you.
Screw me then.
I don't want to. I did notice mostly negative reviews on different sites and different critics. At the time of the release, they picked too much at the melodrama and the subplots, as well as being somewhat below Eastwood's filmmaking standards. However, I disagree. Jersey Boys brilliantly documents the early days of low-life street thugs in New Jersey with ties to the mafia that become musical sensations. Frank Sinatra did it too.
Mm-hmm.
All the way to their induction, not indicted, into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1990. Yes, this is a true story of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, but this is adapted directly from the Broadway play of the same name. And the play is by far better than the movie, but we're not reviewing the play. The general look of the film keeps the audiences intrigued, I find. It bears a strong resemblance to Goodfellas. In Goodfellas, Martin Scorsese creates a perfect look of the 1950s.
I was just going to point out, like, a few of these scenes, it looks like they were shot in almost exactly the same place parts of Goodfellas were shot in.
Well, was shot...
Like, even street for street, it looked the same.
Might have been close. They did shoot in on location quite often.
Mm-hmm.
But it emulates the look of Goodfellas, but it isn't an exact copy. Jersey Boys, since it is a musical, Clint Eastwood made everything look nicer and more artsy, adding more colors, nicer costumes, and better filming. But as the movie progresses, and it's kind of cool to see, past the 1950s, because at the beginning it has a sepia tone to it, the colors aren't as vibrant, but as it progresses past the 1950s, the colors do start to become more vibrant as well.
Mm-hmm. Reflecting on eras like the 60s and 70s.
All the way up to the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it has issues. And it has issues on my perspective as well, because they really mixed up the story as well, only because I spent so much time actually reading about the actual story. I think that it would have been more interesting to see more talking to the camera, because they talk to the camera a lot in the film, but not as much as the stage show. But they do, that's just personal.
Go on.
You have someplace to be?
No, my watch, it always does that at 2 o'clock for some reason.
I think that at some point it would not be bad of them to release a documented version of the stage play. They did that with Shrek the Musical, which is on Netflix. You can actually watch almost a television version of the stage play. So they have cameras set up and they perform the stage play. And I think the Jersey Boys would actually benefit from that. But the movie itself, for now, is perfect for, and I still put it on because the music is great. Behind the scenes on the Blu-ray a little lacking, but then again, it's just a musical. Relatively low budget musical too. Overall, I loved it. It's not great, just an A-. It's okay. It gets a little bit more because I love the story. I love rags to riches stories and stuff like that.
They're always fun to watch.
Yes.
Now that we've reviewed 5 movies, it's time for...
Do we have 5 more movies after this?
Yes,
Holy crap.
we agreed on 10.
I know
Now
we
it's
did.
time for Who Wants to Be a Film Buff?